Hello, Sean from Sean of All Trades here. Today we are going to be replacing this dimmer switch with a single pull switch. For this job you're going to need some needle nose pliers, wire cutters, some regular pliers would be nice, a slot head screwdriver, some wire strippers, and a multimeter. This dimmer switch controls the overhead in my dining room, and it's never worked quite right. The lights kind of flicker, and it makes a weird little hum. Not everybody can hear it. I can hear it. We're gonna switch it out. I don't need a dimmer here. Since we're dealing with electricity, the very first thing you're gonna have to do is cut the electricity to this switch plate. The first thing you have to do is turn off the electricity at the breaker box. Some people's breaker boxes are already labeled. Other people, like me, have to go through the long and excruciating process of turning breakers on and off to figure out which things affect which sockets. Fortunately, I know that this one controls the living room and this room. If you're dealing with a dimmer switch, this just pops off, and then go after these screws with a slot head screwdriver. There we go. Here comes the cover plate. Now all three of these switches are wired to one another. The only one we're going to be dealing with is this. We've turned the power off at the breaker box, but let's just make sure the power is well and truly off. I'm going to turn this light on. Nothing. No response. We're good. There are two slot head screws at the top and bottom. These are holding it into the box inside the wall. So you're going to unscrew these. Pull it out from the wall a bit, gently. You're going to pull a couple of wires with it. There we are. Now, since we're dealing with electricity, let's make absolutely sure that there is no juice running to these switches. The multimeter does many things, but we're going to use it to just make sure there's no current running through these switches. You can see I have it set to AC voltage. You have a black lead and a red lead. I'm going to take the black lead, put it on the screw that's holding the wire. I'm going to take the red lead and ground it. And my multimeter is reading 0. No electricity. The wires go straight into this dimmer switch, so rather than trying to yank them out, I'm just going to clip them and strip them. Goodbye, dimmer switch. In order to strip wires, I have my wire stripper right here. These are the holes you use for stripping wire. So you want to strip about an inch off the end of the wire. There we go. All right. Now you're coming off, you bugger. Good. When we connect these wires to our new light switch, they're going to connect to these two screws here. So what you want to do is take your needle nose pliers and make a little hook, like a little question mark at the end of your wire. That is going to go around the screw and create our connection. You might notice that both of these wires are black. Which wire goes to which screw? It turns out it doesn't matter. Get a little more. There we go. Look at this. There's just a little bit too much insulation here. I don't want insulation connecting where the electricity is going to be running through. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip that just the barest little amount. Just a hair more. There we go. There. Those are tied up nice and tight. We're going to push our wires back in. We're going to screw this plug back into the box. switch is in the off position. I'm going to go back to the breaker box. I turn the power back on at the breaker box. Now it's time for the big reveal. If this switch works, then that dining room light should go on. Let's find out. It works! We did it. I did it. You can do it too. But be sure that the electricity is off at the breaker box before you start any kind of work like this. It's a simple job, but it's not worth the trip to the hospital. If you're not confident, you don't think you know what you're doing, call an electrician, all right? Otherwise, have fun changing your light switch out. This is Sean of All Trades. I'll see you next time.